Hey, man, look, I don't give a fuck who sees this. I don't care. I had to say this. It's been weighing on my mind for a very long time. Very, very long time. Oh boy. Okay. So, I mean, I guess my real question is, right, to anybody that believes in the flat earth theory, I want to know why or how you came to that conclusion, you know? Not trying to disrespect anybody, but I'm just curious of like, how do you come to this kind of conclusion that the earth is flat? I mean, we got mountains, there's mountain ranges, hills, plateaus, valleys, canyons. I mean, there's a lot of different things that kind of, I mean, just if you just sit and think about it, there's no way in hell the earth is flat. Um, the Grand Canyon. I mean, there's a big ass hole in the right there in the ground, and then there's mountain ranges right around that. Uh, You don't think that's like hills? You've never gone up a steep hill, down a steep hill? No, no, you've never stood on a piece of ground that was too steep for you to stably like stand on. There's never been experiences like that for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like because we've terraformed the earth, have roads and all this different stuff tailor made for us to walk on and for there to be cars to be able to drive. I mean, it's crazy to me that people don't see how the earth can, it, it's like when you go to the highest point, right? Of the airplane, when you look outside, you can see the curve. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. It's there. It's there. I think what people's misconception is that, and I agree with the flat earthers on this one point, but at the same time, I don't think the people that are saying that the earth is round is saying this either. The earth is not a perfect sphere. It's not a ball. It's not perfect. There's no celestial body out there that's a perfect circle, right? Now, when we look out into the stars, it looks like, a ball, a perfect sphere. But that's not the case. It's really not. Okay? Same thing with the earth. Earth is not a perfect sphere. It is, I would say, the closest thing. Just imagine an egg mixed with a blood cell. Like that's the best way to describe it. I believe the term is geodesic ellipsoid. I believe that's the it's close to the mathematical proper terminology for it. But the Earth is not flat. I mean, flat earthers like to show pictures of I seen this one picture that this dude showed, right? That the Earth wasn't flat in this picture. I could see the concave dip of a valley in the picture that he showed. He's like, "Where's the curve?" I'm like, "It's right there. I see the curve. This is like a bowl shape. Like that's a curve, you idiot. That's not flat. The Earth is convex. It's concave. It's not flexible. It has multiple different dimensions to it. Okay, some parts of it is it's a peak valleys, mountains. Some of it's plateau flat. It's a mixed bag. It's the Earth, right? Now let me challenge you guys to this, right? If you zoom in, all right, go take a picture. Do this, all right. Download a picture of something round. Let's say the letter O, right? Take the letter O, zoom all the way in on it on your computer. Keep zooming, keep zooming, keep zooming, keep zooming, keep zooming in, right? You start to notice you see edges. It doesn't look round anymore the more you zoom into it, right? Now that's kind of the same idea here. When you are so small compared to the when your perspective is so small and so limited, right? It looks like there's flat parts to it. There are. But when you zoom out, right? And you get out, you see that it's round. It's all about perspectives, right? So us here as human beings on the planet Earth, on it, right? We don't see the curve as good as we can. Let's say if we were bigger or if we were all the way out, right? Now, how many people that are flat earthers have ever been to the ISS? Matter of fact, hold on. Let me do y'all one better. How many flat earthers own a telescope? How many flat earthers actually observe the stars, right? So what these flat earthers are saying is the earth is stationary and everything else is moving around it, right? Now you just gotta think about that. How does that make sense, right? These are all ideas that were debunked in the medieval European age, in the Dark Ages. This is what people thought, right? No other time did people think this. Not before, and until recently, not after. Okay, the ancient Egyptians, Kemites, whatever you want to call them, people of Tamaray, whatever you want to, the Aboriginal, indigenous people of the planet, they did not believe that the Earth was flat. Whatever you want to call them, whatever term you want to have, melanated people, whatever the fuck you want to call the people that were here for 20, 30, 100,000 years and observed the stars. Whatever term you want to give them, right? They did not believe the Earth was flat. They understood that it could not be because they charted the stars. And they're like, oh, wait, hold on. This is moving in a centrifugal manner, right? Which would denote a curve. It would denote curvature from the trajectory, right? Alone. That alone shows that the earth can't be flat, right? Not only that, but you can, right? If you put a stick in the mud and it's a real sunny day, right? You could see, you could map out the degrees, the arc of which the sun travels from east to west, right? Now, if the earth was flat, right? If the earth was flat, why do these shadows cast the way that they do? Why do the shadows look differently? Why do they keep looking different? Right? If the earth was flat and the sun would just pass by, the shadow wouldn't really change as much as it does. Right? You could look at the shadows outside and know that the earth is not flat. It's pretty straightforward, right? Not only that, right? Okay. Let's go another one, all right? For you flat earthers out there, please explain to me. Please. I'm curious. Explain to me how the fuck a solar eclipse happens. You can't. You can't. If the earth was flat, a solar eclipse could not be possible. In fact, a lunar eclipse couldn't be possible either, right? Because with their little model, right? Their model says that the sun and the moon just switch places every time, which would mean that an eclipse could never happen. Okay? Not only that, the Coriolis effect. How is that possible? How is it that in the southern hemisphere, right, the water goes another way, right? Now exactly. Thank you, the true light. It's crazy to me that there's all these things that they didn't even take into an account are things. I bet you flat earthers, they didn't even know that. They didn't even know that in the southern hemisphere, the water goes the other way around. I bet you they didn't even know that. I bet you they didn't even know like how half of this shit happens. The tides, any of this shit. The seasons, they don't know any of this shit, right? Flat earthers, right? I challenge anybody that's a flat earther to mathematically disprove that the earth is round. I want them to. I want them to. This is the challenge of anybody. I want you to mathematically explain to me how the earth is flat, how solar eclipses happen, how lunar eclipses happen, the Coriolis effect, how GPS works. Oh, how GPS works, right? Because you flat earth motherfuckers didn't even take that into account, right? How the hell? I'm broadcasting this live on YouTube, right? Because a lot of these flat earth motherfuckers, they say there's no satellites in space. We've never been, right? Right? You know how crazy that sounds? That we've never put satellites into space, really. How the hell are you on the internet, you idiot? Like, really? From how many people have put weather balloons up in the sky, right? There's nothing stopping you, right? I challenge any flat earther to do this too, right? There is nothing stopping you from buying a weather balloon and putting a GoPro on it. Do it. Do it. Prove to me yourself that the earth is flat. Go put a GoPro on a air balloon and fly it the fuck up and show to me where those satellites are, right? Because that's what these flat earth people say. Oh, it's satellites on weather balloons. Show me them, right? How come airplanes, how come the FAA doesn't have to dodge satellites every day? You fucking idiots. You didn't even think about that, did you? These are things you didn't even consider, right? I don't even have to study to debate a flat earther because I know that there's certain things they didn't even think about. And I'm like, oh shit. Damn, I didn't even think about it. Like, of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. That's why you saying planes fly level. Hey, water is level? Really? Really, right? Okay. So explain to me this, Mr. Flat Earther. How come I can't stand on the top of the Burj Khalifa and see the buildings in Shanghai? How come I can't see the Big Ben from the Burj Khalifa? How come I can't stand on the Freedom Tower and see the Big Ben? In fact, I can't even stand on the Empire State Building and see the Sears Tower. Explain that to me. Oh, so let me get this straight. It's atmospheric distortion. Are you kidding me, dude? Have you ever been on a mountaintop? Hold on. Let me put it like this, right? You go to Utah, right? And that's how I know you motherfuckers have never been anywhere. This is how I know. This is how I know all you guys do is sit here and you've never been anywhere. You can go. There's these mountains in Utah, right? There's this, I forgot exactly where it was, right? My friend's been there. They show me videos and everything, right? They're in Utah, in the middle of the mountains. You could go up so high up in the mountains of Utah, right? That you could see tens of thousands of miles ahead of you. Tens of thousands. We've never been in the moon? Are you fucking stupid? The Chinese were on the moon like 4 years ago. Are you kidding me, man? You guys really gotta stop, man. You guys really gotta stop. Like, enough conspiracies. Do you guys know anybody that's in the field of space travel? What the fuck is the damn thing called? Damn, how did I forget the name? Lay off the bottle. What are you talking about, bro? Explain to me how atmospheric with distortion, how come that doesn't stop you from seeing storms tens of thousands of miles away? You can stand let me explain this to you again. You can stand on a mountaintop in Utah and see storms miles away, and they'll look like they're right there in front of you, right? How come I can't do that on a skyscraper and see another tall ass skyscraper? It's crazy, man. These people are so like, because there's no curve. What the fuck are you talking about? If there was no curve, I could see it. How come I can't see these buildings? I can't see them. I can't see them. Okay, Mr. Miami Robert, solar eclipse. How does that happen? Ooh. Done. Etherdom. Solar eclipse. Explain it. How does that happen? Hey, man. Yep. No more comments. Yeah. It's done. All y'all can do is troll. Exactly. Come to me with some mathematics, right? Show me the proof. If you can mathematically prove it, because I'm somebody, look, I'm not somebody that is tied to a certain ideology. If you could show me better, I'll accept it. If you could prove to me better that the earth is flat, I will accept it. Not somebody's gonna be like, no, I'm gonna fully, if the truth came out of the earth was actually flat, that I deny it. But it's just too much evidence that it's not. There's way too much evidence that it's not. My ignorance, please hold on. Please explain to me how the earth is flat mathematically. Don't come in and say I'm ignorant or call me out my name. I want facts. I want math. I want real, tangible evidence that I can go out and do myself. I don't want rhetoric. I don't want any of that shit. I want science and I want provable experiments that I can do right now to prove that the earth actually is flat. But you can't. Because you never thought of any of this shit. I don't need math. I just sense so I'm just gonna it just feels good. It just feels nice. I feel that the earth is flat. Really? That's it? That's so weak, man. That's so weak. You don't need math? So explain to me how the earth is flat. Explain to me. Because I see mountains, valleys, canyons. I've gone on a fucking plane and seen it. Like, what? Are you kidding me? You could go on a plane, you could see it. I've also seen the concave. I've seen the concave. People see that's the dude didn't even see this before, right? He just turned in right now. One of you flat Earth motherfuckers showed a picture saying that the Earth was flat, and I could see the concave curvature of the Earth, the bull dip. That's not flat, you fucking idiot. That's not flat. I've seen. What are you talking about? The indoctrination makes me think I've seen it. I've seen the convex curve. I've seen the concave curve. I've seen both. See, it's not a one or the other thing. The planet Earth is a very complex celestial body. It's not just, oh, it's a globe, oh, it's flat. It's a complex celestial body. It has many dimensions and shapes to it. And look, does NASA distort the image of the Earth to make it look perfectly? Yes, they distort all the images. If you really you think space looks all colorful like that? It doesn't. Space looks boring as hell. It's black out there. It's nothing out there. That's all different, various, like, they edit those pictures and they put different frequencies. Those are like ultraviolet and gamma ray frequencies that you're seeing. That's not visible light. All those Hubble telescope, all those things are doctored up, right? Yes, the Earth is doctored up a little bit to make it look like a perfect ball, but that doesn't mean it's flat, okay? It's really this simple, right? Take an egg. If you turn the egg to one side, right, it looks like it's perfectly round from that perspective. And that's the perspective that NASA chooses to show of the Earth, right? Because like I said before, the Earth is more like a blood cell mixed with the egg. But that's not flat. That's not flat. That's not a flat shape. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to come to me and say that the Earth is not a perfect sphere, I agree with you. It's not. But I don't think the people that are saying that the Earth is flat are really denying that point. They literally think that the Earth is flat and that there's like edge to it. Or better yet, that, as Phil Valentine says, that it's a plane that goes on forever. And that just doesn't make any sense, right? How could it be a plane that goes on forever? When you could come back to, like, people have circled it. There's people have walked and boated around the world. You want to tell those people that the Earth is flat? Right? Okay, we're in the age of social media, okay? Where's the edge of the Earth? Where is it? People don't think they know. How the fuck do you know the Earth is flat? How? Other than you just saying, I know. Explain it to me. Explain it to me. How did you come to this conclusion that the Earth is flat? Please explain it to me. Hold on. So this guy says, by deprogramming myself. That doesn't make any sense. So you want me to throw away Mathematics. Then just throw it out. Just throw away mathematics. Just throw it in the garbage. Math. Yeah, we don't need math. So you want me to also you want me to deny math, number one. Number two, you want me to deny the fact that I've done experiments to prove that the earth is not flat when I was like a youth, like a child. You know what I'm saying? These are the same experiments that the ancient Africans did. Hold on, generation that passed on of social engineering. Dude, I'm talking about the fucking ancients. They never thought the earth was flat. I'm using their experiments of putting a fucking stick in the mud and measuring. yo, yo, man. It's crazy to me. There's just a lot of stuff I need to think about again. Please name the things I need to think about again. Name them. The earth was never flat. Like it's I can look outside. The street is not flat. It dips down. There's that like there's a big ass hill. You like you go down the hill and then you go up the hill. That's not flat. Gyroscopes. What are you talking about, man? Yo, what are y'all even? Yo, what are y'all even talking about? I don't like you. You guys are just saying words now. You guys are just saying words now. A gyroscope. What about it? What about I had a gyroscope. What about it? An attitude indicator? What are you, dude? What are you talking about, man? Like, what are you used in an aircraft? Okay, hold on. So, Wista Wakwan, do you think satellites are real? Do you think satellites are real? Do you think satellites are real? That's my question. Do you think satellites are real? The Earth can't be stationary. Like, it can't be. The stars change every fucking day. They look different every day. Yo, I know people that make satellites. Like, hold on. Do any of you flat earthers have like friends or family members that do any of this type of stuff? Because maybe that's the problem. Maybe you guys don't personally know anybody that makes this stuff. I do. And we do. Do you chart the stars, Mr. Gaming Expert 2000? I actually have. Do you chart the stars? Go look at. Hold on. Flat earthers, do this for me. Buy a telescope, chart the stars for a whole year, and tell me that the earth is stationary. Tell me. So you're telling me that, hold on. So how the hell am I on YouTube right now if satellites aren't real? Explain that to me. Because you guys are just a bunch of feel-good people. Like, none of you guys are engineers, do aerospace shit, make spacecrafts, make aircrafts. Are any of you guys engineers? No. That's what I'm saying. Is people that work in these fields, they know the earth isn't flat. Yo, wait. You really think that you think this is all from underwater? We've never even we've never even been to the bottom of the ocean. What are you talking about? There's so much of this planet itself we don't know about. For us to even come to the conclusion that the earth is flat, we've never even been in the bottom of the ocean. We don't even know if there's a core to the earth. We don't. These are all theories. We've never been in the bottom of the ocean. You really think hold on. You really think that underwater? Oh my God! Wow. I'm appalled. I'm appalled that people actually think that I'm on YouTube because of underwater satellites. The satellites are underwater, right? So what the hell's going on at the ISS? International Space Station. What's going on with that? What's going on with the International Space Station? How come how come I can see a live feed from there, right? And answer me this, right? I've seen a million and one. I've seen underwater satellites. Show me one. What does one look like? You talking about sonar? You really think sonar has the capability that a satellite in space could have? It can't. It can't. You know, these things have to rotate, right? For GPS to work, right? They triangulate. There's 3 satellites. See, I know, see, that's the thing, is when you have people that work, when you know people that work in this industry, it's just funny. I know how GPS works. Satellites triangulate each other. They circle around the Earth. They have to know precision, right? And there's a specific equation that takes into account the relativity change of time, because there's a change of time from space to when the GPS has to tell you to turn here. And they had to find that out to make sure they knew what the fuck was going on. So they understood that time is relative differently than it is here and is in space. And they had to take that into account to get accurate turn-by-turn GPS. You really think they could do that in the water? Explain to me how, you know how well these satellites would have to be moving in the water, right? Oh, wait, hold on, right? Is there a boat? So you're telling me there's a boat. There's a boat that circles around the Earth. There's like a million boats that circle around the water all day, giving us GPS, YouTube, all this shit, right? Who's got the energy? Who's funding the energy for this shit? Do you know how much energy that takes up? What about the current of the water? Oh, y'all didn't even think about that, did you? You didn't even think about the tides and the currents, right? You didn't even think about the tides and the currents pushing these underwater satellites astray, did you? You didn't even think about that. You didn't even take into account the pressure, the water pressure, or the animals out there, the sea life, the algae that would gunk up these satellites. Y'all didn't think about any of that, did you? Coming there saying some asinine shit like it's underwater satellites. You didn't even think about that, did you? No, you didn't. So hold on. So the Earth. Oh, let me see. You flat earthers can't even agree on a consensus of what the hell's going on here. So let me see. 2,500 feet? Melt things? What are you talking about? How would that melt anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? And also, right, if the sun was right there, because for the Earth to be flat, the sun has to be like right there. She's making a complete circuit in 90 minutes, but it doesn't. Have you ever seen the ISS feed? You want to know how I know they're in outer space? Because I could see the disproportionate. I could see the difference of the gravity from the equipment that they have. I could see the difference of it, right? That's something you can't fake. You can't fake all the wires in a place being slightly floating. Like, I've seen a lot of Hollywood depictions of space, and none of them have ever depicted properly what anti-gravity looks like. I've never seen a single Hollywood film accurately depict anti-gravity. Oh, wait. Y'all remember that space shuttle that blew up? Right? Y'all remember that space shuttle that blew up? You know what made it blow up? A little ass piece of styrofoam. Why? It was going like 2,000-3,000 miles per hour. That shit will make something blow up. You're damn right. You're damn right, a little piece of something will make something blow up like that. There's little kids right now shooting off little Raspberry Pis in an ISS, right? Little ass kids. Little ass kids. See, I don't know. See, as the thing is, people really think that these satellites aren't equipped to handle all this shit. Like, I got family members that make these things. What are you talking about? So you telling me, hold on. So you telling me that all these big ass corporations waste all this time. They waste all this time and money to shoot satellites into space. Wait, hold on. To hold fake press conferences to shoot fake satellites into space. And then, instead, pay all this money to circumnavigate satellites underwater to fight water current, to battle marine biology, to battle water damage, pressure, current, all these things, right? They're pimping us? What the fuck are you oh my god, man. Who is pimping who? Who's pimping who? Like, what are you talking about? Like, NASA? Look, I've been said that Hubble telescope images are doctored up, and so NASA's pictures of the Earth, but it's to a certain extent. Doesn't mean that the whole thing is flat. A mental breakdown sometime next week. What are you talking about? I have no mental breakdown at all. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Like, a mental breakdown from what? From what? What mental breakdown would I have? From understanding that the Earth isn't flat? Like, damn. Oh man, I realized the Earth isn't flat. Oh my, what am I gonna do? Damn. Oh shit. God forbid I gotta go develop some web apps and electronically engineer. Oh God, the horror. The horror. I'm not trolling at all, and I wouldn't have to go through any stages of grief because it's pretty obvious that the Earth isn't flat. And other than some blind rhetoric and some, oh, you're gonna go through some mental grief and some bullshit like that, I've yet to hear anybody actually give me a credible reason as to why the Earth is flat. I haven't seen any scientific explanations. I haven't seen any of that shit. No exceptions. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, no exceptions? Like, even if it was to come out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's many things that I think are probable. Like, it's not 100% fact that the Earth has a core. We've never seen it. In fact, we don't even know where the end of the bottom. We don't even know if there's a bottom to the ocean. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff we don't know about the Earth itself. But as far as right outside of its atmosphere and space, we know a lot about that. We know a lot about that. We know a whole lot about that little spot right above our atmosphere. Beyond that, we don't. I mean, I ever been? No, I have family members that develop shit for space though. So, yeah. And I've also seen the many live feeds of I'm not being told shit, bro. I know people that develop this technology. Like, that's the thing that kills me. Do any of you guys know anybody that develops this technology? I don't think you do. Because I don't think you'd be talking like this. And that's the problem is I know people that make this shit. And that's why I can confidently speak on these things. Because I know that they've made them. I know what they work on. I've seen prototypes. You know what I'm saying? I know people. I'm very close with people that make this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I can confidently speak that I know for a fact satellites are real because I know people that make them. You know what I'm saying? And it just like you got to really think about the amount of money. I guess that settles it. Yeah, that I know I have family members that make prototypes and they've showed me them, and that there's nothing stopping any of you guys from making a weather balloon and putting it up. And you guys can make a weather balloon right now. Put it up in the sky. You could go put the weather balloon right up in the sky right now. There's no satellites in the sky. They're in outer space. And I mean, if you really think that there's satellites underwater, like you guys are absolutely crazy because do you guys understand current and flow in any of the like no, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. See, in space, the gravity makes I don't fucking care if the car in space is real. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about the Elon Musk space launch. See, that's where y'all got me fucked up. I don't care about that. I'm talking about satellites that I know for a fact are out there. I care like whatever the hell Elon Musk did. I don't know. I didn't watch his launch, but I know for a fact satellites are real. Like what the hell? Like I don't care if Elon Musk. I don't care. For all we know, he might have launched a little piece of paper that said "Go fuck yourself." I don't know what he did. I don't know what the hell he did. I don't know anybody that worked on Elon Musk's space launch. You know what I'm saying? But I know people that have worked on other space launches. I know other people that have worked on satellites. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen prototypes for different space shit. You know what I'm saying? Underwater satellite. See, that's some bullshit. No, that's when you flat earthers threw that up. Some underwater satellite. Face. What please explain to me how I'm on YouTube right now live if there's no such thing as satellites. And that's the thing that kills me. Is there's no explanation. There's no it's just a oh, you're a sheep or oh, you believe this and that or oh, you're in for a rude awakening. That's it. That's all y'all got to say to me? Google it. Ooh. Ooh, Google it. You ain't got that's all you got to say? Like show me. Show me. Like I'm really curious. You guys really think it's underwater cables? Bro, we've never even been through all of the ocean. Underwater cables? Really? So underwater cables is how so let me get this right. Underwater cables is how we get GPS? We get GPS through underwater cables. Google it. Underwater cables. Google it. That's how we get GPS? Huh? Is that how we get GPS? Underwater cables. You can't position. See, that's what you don't understand. You can't. No, face, you fucking idiot. You have to be mobile to use GPS. The satellites have to be mobile. You didn't think about that, did you? Okay. So do you even know what the internet is? I don't think you do. I don't even think you understand what the internet is. I really don't think you do. Okay, fine, peace, because you don't even know what the fuck the internet is. Do you? Do you? Do you know what a network is? See, that's what I'm saying. Is you guys come here and you say Google this, Google that, and I'm like, what does that have to do with this? Like, none of this has to do. Like, you guys are bringing up points. That's like, right? Oh man, I'd be like, if I started talking about 9/11, right? And then somebody was just like, well, what about the moon landing? What about it? The hell? Like the fuck? There's nothing to do with it. Like it has nothing to do with it at all. The moon landing. Was that fake? Possibly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it was. A lot of evidence it could be fake, but there's also a lot of evidence that we've been there. So it's like, what are you expecting? The Earth is not flat, and until somebody can mathematically prove it to me, not use rhetoric. Go back to Apollo and 9/11. What are you guys talking about, man? See, that's the thing. I'm not some kind of like conspiracy theorist. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no skin in the game for me being a conspiracy theorist. But at the same time, I don't believe a lot of this bullshit that this country said it's done. Like, I'm not stupid. I know this country's full of shit. Fact check. Somebody, please tell me, right? How I could walk out, like, you know what I'm saying? It was as simple as this for me, right? Investigative researcher. I mean, look, I've done also I've done a lot of that shit. All right. 9/11 clearly was not how it went down. I mean, look, concrete structures don't vaporize in air like that. Concrete structures with steel beams don't vaporize in the air like that. What happened in 9/11? I have no fucking idea. I shit. I don't know what can turn concrete and steel into that. I can only guess. I can only make theories. Like I say energy weapon, I say nanothermite. There's a lot of different shit that I can surmise that could do that, right? But I know for a fact that a plane cannot vaporize steel beams in a concrete structure like that and then leave paper perfectly fine. You see? Some simple shit like that. Like I know that the narrative for 9/11 is bullshit. Now when I start going and saying, "Oh, I know for a fact they put a little suitcase nuke or they did," that's conjecture. You know what I'm saying? I don't shit. I don't know. Why not the flat Earth? Because you idiot, I can do shit myself and prove it that it's not. Like that's the problem. That's the problem, right? Is 9/11? I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? 9/11 is not some kind of phenomenon that can be replicated globally, right? We all live on the planet Earth, right? So there's nothing stopping anybody from doing experiments to prove whether it is or isn't, right? Now, when the people tried to replicate 9/11, they failed. I mean, look, yeah, there's bigger shit out there than just the flat Earth, but the flat Earth is bullshit. Like, it's bullshit. Perfect round Earth is bullshit. Flat Earth is bullshit. The Earth is a very complex structure. 9/11 cannot be replicated. Somebody tried to, and they failed. You know what I'm saying? They failed it. Somebody tried to put a plane into a building like the Twin Towers, and they could not replicate the same results. And that for me tells me enough. That tells me enough, right? That the official narrative was bullshit because they couldn't reproduce another 9/11 because it didn't go down how they said. Planes cannot do that to a building. Period. I don't know what can. And we can only guess. We can only say people think it was a suitcase nuke. People think it's an energy weapon. People think it's nanothermite. It's a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different things. But that I'm not gonna go and just start saying. I'm not gonna start saying names. I'm not gonna start saying exactly what people did because I don't know. All right. Any of you guys could go take a stick, put it in the mud, and go measure the arc of degrees that the sun travels from east to west. Anybody could do it. I did it. I did it when I was in elementary school. I did it again when I was in high school. Got a little bit more into trigonometry with that. But hey, we measured the curvature of the earth that way from the light reflecting off of the stick. I mean, look, depending on where you are on the Earth, when it hits the zenith point, you should not be able to see a shadow. I mean, hey, man, people can see the sun through whatever. The sun's fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? And nothing stopping anybody from getting a telescope and looking outside in the stars and trying the stars themselves. Like, like I don't understand like how people could come to a conclusion so quickly without doing due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I do the research and I find out the earth is flat, I'll be the first to come out and say, hey, my bad, the earth was flat. But that's the thing, is nobody who's on the flat earth side has come with any compelling evidence or even a method, a proper methodology other than rhetoric and feeling. Like that's my problem with the flat earthers. That's all they come with is rhetoric and feeling. That's it. And they just basically say the fact that we've been lied to by our government, which yeah, we have, and they still are lying. They're a bunch of liars. It's a bunch of fucking liars that are in quote unquote control because they're really not. And it's all that's I'll get into that in a different time about how the powers that be don't really have no power. We give them the power because we keep thinking that there's some kind of they're stronger than they really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just because oh yeah, this group has a whole bunch of nuclear weapons and they have all this technology. So the fuck what? That doesn't mean that they're invincible or that they're even strong. Doesn't mean shit. They're outnumbered tremendously. You know what I'm saying? Those like the powers that be. They don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know that. Doesn't mean that they can actually legitimately stop you from knowing. They can't. They can only try. You know what I'm saying? There's there's so much shit that it's like we allow this. How do I put it? We allow the fact that we understand a small group of people make a lot of decisions for us, cloud our judgment, and believe that these people, number one, really know something that we don't, or number two, that they have some kind of power over us. Like they don't. Like, no, you fucking idiot. Satellites are real because I know people that make them. Nobody like I've seen like that's the thing, dude, is I know people that make them. I seen prototypes. I know the algorithms that they put like I've seen the abstracts of their papers of people that I personally know. Like that's the thing, man. Is I personally know the people. Like this isn't like, oh, I'm like, dude, I myself am I'm a software developer and an actual electrical engineer, man. Like that's me. So like I know people in this shit. I know the science behind it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Communication satellites. Our military, look, our military, our corporations depend on these things. A black man by the name of Jesse Eugene Russell, right? Jesse Eugene Russell helped develop the 2G network, right? You go tell Jesse Eugene Russell that satellites aren't real. That is a white man's creation. Go Google Jesse Eugene Russell. All right? That black man is the reason why we even have internet on our phones. Why cell phone communication is even at the level that it is. You go tell that black man that satellites aren't real. I double fucking dog dare you to. Sat what? What are you talking about? Satellites get fucked up all the time. You know how much space debris there is? There's a huge problem with space debris. Satellites get destroyed all the time. All the time. Satellites collide into each other and they make big mess. It's a very serious problem. Because if a very little bit of space debris hits a satellite, it's over with. But you know what we do? Because this is a consumer society, they just go and launch another one back up. There's a lot of debris in space. There's a lot of space junk out there. It's a serious problem. It's a serious problem to the point where they don't know how much longer they could do this shit for. Like, we'll get to a point where nobody could launch another satellite in space. And it's getting to a point where these ideas, because people want to put condos on asteroids and have them hanging off the Earth in orbit. That's not going to be possible if there's a lot of space debris. Have I seen a real satellite? Oh my God, man. Yes, I've seen one in the telescope. I've seen one on a telescope. They move fast as hell. My God, they move fast as hell. They're ridiculous. You want to see one too? Go get a telescope, right? And go figure out where the ISS is. How I heard about flat Earth? I started seeing people on different YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and BOB saying the Earth was flat, and I was like, "Whoa, what? What the hell?" And I started, you know what? And I gave them a chance. I was like, I'm gonna listen to why they think the Earth is flat. And the only good point that they made was that the Earth was not a perfect sphere, and I agree. Earth is not a perfect sphere. But other than that, all the other shit they were saying was bullshit. It was bullshit, right? Water is not level. We don't even know where the end of the water is. We don't know where the end of the water is. Like, that's the thing. Is water isn't level, number one. It's not. Sea level? What are you talking about, man? Space is fake? Space is fake. My God. Space is fake now. Ah, man. You know, you guys could just go buy a weather balloon and put a GoPro on it. You'll start seeing the parts of space. You'll start seeing where the dome of the atmosphere ends. That's space. That's space, my friend. Now, are y'all expecting space to have all these fancy ass stars and all these beautiful colors and shit? That's all doctored images. NASA's bullshitting with that. Like, yeah. You go look out, like when you go out in outer space and you look out there, there's nothing there. It's just blackness. It's just empty. It's empty. Right? Yeah, it is. Space, like those Hubble images are doctored. 100% fact. I know that. You know what I'm saying? I know that. Because I know that they're using non-visible light spectrums. They're using gamma, ultraviolet, X-rays, infrared lights, radio waves. You know what I'm saying? That's where they get those colors from those spectrums. You go out into space, right? Or you go look at a live feed from either the ISS or wait, hold on, right? And there's another question I have too, right? So is there a global conspiracy of every single country? Every single country. It's a mass global conspiracy of Chinese, Indian, Brazilian, American, African, European, all of them conspiring together to hide from you that the earth is flat. You really think, like, see, that's another thing that kills me too, is you guys think that these power elites are some, like, they get along. Like, they don't. These are the type of people that stab each other in the back. Like, that's the power that they have over you, is you think that there really is some kind of grand conspiracy. Like, there's some kind of cahoots. Yo, hold on. I'll debate Brother Sanchez any fucking day. Come bring that dumbass any day, bro. I don't need no Brother Sanchez in my life. That dude's an idiot. Dude's an idiot. I'll debate him. I don't care. I don't even look. I don't even care about any kind of exposure. Like, I don't give a fuck, man. I'll ether that dude. I'll just say solar eclipse, and it's ether. Ether. Solar eclipse. That's all I'll say. Ether. Solar eclipse. Flat Earth argument done. Solar eclipse. That's it. That's all I had to say. Solar eclipse. How does the solar eclipse prove the Earth is flat? Explain. See, I don't think you understand how solar eclipse works. So explain to me how solar eclipse proves the Earth's flat. Miami Robert. Instead of writing in all caps, why don't you show me some facts? No, I do understand. No, I do understand. The thing is, I'm not an idiot. Like that's the thing is like I'm not a fool. So like so you want me to believe? See like for me to believe the Earth is flat, number one, I have to believe satellites aren't real. Number two, I have to believe the Earth is stationary. Number three, I have to believe that either all of our communications and GPS technology is either in a weather balloon in the sky or underwater, which both are completely asinine because number one, if they were in the sky, FAA would have trial. We wouldn't be able to fly commercial flights as easily as we could. Number two, for the stuff to work in the water, right? There'd have to be no current, no biological life down there, no pressure. Like there's too many things to take into account for this shit to work, right? And for the guy who said, "Oh, it's cables underwater for the internet," clearly does not know understand how the internet works. Clearly does not. Are there underwater cables that are part of the networks and internet? Sure, right? Sure, definitely. But for half the APIs, and like, see, that's another thing. Like, yo, any of y'all guys program? No. Do you know people that make the APIs for these things? Do you know the algorithms that go behind any of this shit? So you're telling me that governments pay these guys millions of dollars, millions of dollars to just bullshit? It just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. Because, like, why? What's the purpose? This government could, like, do so much less to keep you under wraps. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so much effort to go into something. But, I mean, look, if you believe there's some kind of grand conspiracy of all the power elites to stop you, like people that stab you, like people that are shisty, people that stab each other in the back, could somehow work together and not be played against each other. Like sometimes you gotta just sit and think about things. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta sit and think logically. Like, see, but the problem is the power elites don't get along like that. Like that's the thing that goes over everybody's head. And that's the power that they have over you is that you actually believe that they're all in cahoots together and they're all synchronistically working perfectly, nonstop, 24/7. That's the power they got over your brain, man. Once you realize that that's completely false and you realize the nature of these people, that the nature of these people is to be backstabbing, scheming ass motherfuckers, then you realize that it's just not possible for them to do it. It's just not possible. Or, right? Let's hypothetically say that they are, right? It'd be easy as hell for us to play them off against each other. Very easily. These people are backstabbing, lying pieces of shit. Why would they automatically gain a trait of cooperation and unity and all this different type of shit? Why would it just these traits just magically pop into them? It doesn't. This shit doesn't. Like, why would China, Russia, Brazil, America, why would all these, like, you know how many different, like, space agencies there are on the globe? You don't think one of them would go rogue? Really?
one of them would go rogue. How long has this shit been on? Like, people have been traveling in space, shooting satellites and studying that shit since the 40s. 40s, well, 50s is when they really successfully announced that they did this shit. But they've been fooling around with this shit since the 40s, right? So, like almost 80 years, right, of this shit going on. They've all been in cahoots together through the whole 80 years. The entire world has been in cahoots to lie about the earth being flat. That it's actually round. That they would lie that the world is round when it's really flat. See, it's this paranoia that is holding us back, right? We believe people have powers that they don't. We believe there's hidden agendas that don't exist. And we start getting paranoid. We start mistrusting people. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I've been in situations where I was just like, oh man, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, man, they run everything. And they don't run shit. They don't do anything. They're not even the ones pulling the strings. Honestly, they're not even the real power elites. There's power elites behind them. And it's a whole facade that they even get along together. Like, that's just bullshit. And the earth has never, ever been flat. Because for me to believe that, right? Now I've heard that, depending on who, you know what I'm saying, there's no consensus between you flat earthers either. So is it a plane that goes on infinitely? So I just keep walking, right? And then the earth just magically would it manifest more shit to make me think that I'm going around somewhere? Like, I don't know. Is it an infinite plane? Do things magically shift dimensions when you get to the quote unquote edge of it? Are the ice caps the edge of the earth? Like what do I have to, what do I have to believe for this to be true? I might have to believe a whole bunch of different things for the earth to be flat. And it's just too much things that where I ask a question like, well, what about the arc degrees of the sun traveling from east to west? So why is everything traveling in a like why are the celestial bodies appearing to travel around the earth in a centrifugal manner, in a circular elliptical manner? If it's flat, why would it do that? Why would the water in the northern hemisphere go clockwise and in the southern hemisphere it goes counterclockwise? I really don't because I like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to believe anything. I can do experiments to prove these certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I know how GPS works. GPS, you have to have mobile bodies to triangulate the positions. GPS can't be, the GPS satellites can't be static. The GPS won't work if they're static. So someone explain to me how GPS works, how communications work. Everything's underwater, right? Right? Everything's underwater. Exactly. Putting everything in all caps. See, that's what you guys do. You put everything in all caps. Like, that makes it more like there's a lot of rhetoric. And I've yet to see anybody put any math. Just people saying rhetoric. Your mind's going to get blown. When I used to think that the earth was round too. And then, well, for the person that used to think the earth was round, right? I got a question like, what made you believe that it's not? Like, what evidence was given? like, you know what I'm saying, that made you come to this conclusion? Because I've got to beg to ask, like, if it was as easy as someone being like, well, have you ever seen the curve? If that's all it took for you to jump ship and be like, the earth is flat, then my God, you are ignorant because you don't understand perspective. Like I was saying earlier, right? Go take a letter O. Go take the letter O from like a piece of text. Go find a letter O and download, like go to Google and type in o.png. Go save that file of a O and start zooming all the way in. And tell me you don't start seeing the edges of that shit. Tell me you don't start seeing some flat edges in that letter O. You don't start seeing the blocky ass pixels of that shit. Perspective. Exactly. We here on Earth, it's so tiny, and we're on the Earth. If we were away from it, right? Or if we were gigantic, if we were about the same size as the Earth, we would see it. The same way, if you zoom all the way in to something round in an image, and you start seeing those pixels, that doesn't look round, that looks flat, right? Go zoom in, you start seeing the pixels. A square looks flat. A circle looks round. They have nothing to do with reality. Are you kidding me? How do they have nothing to do with reality? That's the perfect analogy for perspective. Perfect analogy for perspective. Same thing with a one of those those photographic mosaics. When you get close to it, right, you see all the little pictures in it, but when you go back, you see the bigger picture, right? Same thing. It's about perspective. So like, I mean, that's my whole point. So yeah, pixels have everything to do with this because, I mean, at the end of the day, we do live in a holographic universe. Pixels are square, yeah, and I mean, and so are so much of the other shit that we see. You know what I'm saying? When you go closer into the structures of things, they make a hexagonal crystalline structure, which is a cube. Shit. And the size of the pixel can change with resolution. I guess my whole bit about perspective went right over your head, right? So, what about an ant? An ant crawling on a ball, right? A little ant crawling on a ball. It looks way different. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say we got a giant ball. Am I an ant? Bro, I'm an ant compared to the size of the earth and the rest of the universe. Well, no, the meniscus is not a curve. Like, obviously, it's not. That's an illusion. But, like, you can. Like, you see what I'm saying? Is people come up with very sophomoric strawman arguments that I just laugh at. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these arguments that the flat earthers come are not only they're sophomoric, but they're unscientific and they don't really make sense in their context. You know what I'm saying? You know, like you know what I'm saying? I don't think the earth is a perfect globe. And GPS satellites have proven that it's not. You know, like but that doesn't mean it's flat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just because something's it's not a perfect sphere, now it's flat. You know what I'm saying? We can't go to the either or categories, man. Geodesic ellipsoid. It's like a blood cell mixed with an egg. Depending on depending on what perspective you have on it, it could look like it's round. The earth is way more complex than it just either being a globe or being flat. No celestial body in this universe is a perfect sphere. Neither do the ways that it moves. It moves elliptically. So it makes sense that the Earth is a little bit oblique. It's a little elliptical. It's a little egg shaped. You know what I'm saying? As above, so is below. If we want to go into the Hermetic principles, right? If we even want to go that route, right? If we even want to go that route, how come there's nothing like, you know what I'm saying? What makes the planet Earth so special that every that so the planet Earth, right? For the Earth to be flat, the planet Earth is the center of the universe. Is that what you flat earthers are telling me? The Earth is the center of the universe. Since it's stationary and everything seems to move around it. You know the last time people had this argument? It was medieval Europe during the Dark Ages, right? Medieval Dark Ages, right? That's the last time people had these arguments. Sorry about that. But I mean, look, I'll just put it this way, all right? I would have to throw away a lot of mathematics, a lot of practical experience, and I would have to believe that the people that I personally know who work with communication satellites are either doing a job that's a lie uh, for a whole lot of money, and they know, like, I mean, and these are some of the smartest people that I know, if not the smartest people I know, that work on these things. Mathematically sound. I mean, like, these dudes, like, their mathematics and their science is on fucking point. Like, seriously. And, like, they're just on a different level with this technology. I mean, people that are, like, next level. Thank you, Negator XX. Basic observation shows that the Earth is round. Like, you go put a fucking stick in the mud, and you can measure the degrees of the curvature that the sun travels from east to west, the angles of light, everything. I mean, it's to a point where you can, man. Nobody even needed to go into outer space to figure out the Earth was round. Like, that's the thing that kills me. Is you could prove it without even going into space. See, and that's what, like, see, that's the thing, man. People get so woke they become dumb. Like, when going woke goes wrong, thinking the Earth is flat, thinking that there was no slavery ever, thinking that, damn, what's another one? What's another crazy ass thing that people are saying now? Man, it just slipped my mind. But there was another one. It's like, you know what I'm saying? When going woke goes completely wrong. Like, and they say there was oh yeah, and then people saying that human beings, Homo sapien, has been here forever. Like, nah, man. Like, if you want to argue about what really is our essence, you want to talk about our souls, our spirits, we can, yeah. That's so this dude's going off intuition. So his intuition is telling him that the earth is flat. You see? That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. People are using rhetoric and feeling to to go off of, man. And that's dangerous. Because don't get me wrong, sometimes it's a good thing to go by. You get that bad feeling in your gut. It's like, damn, I, I'm I'm I feel like I shouldn't be here. Shouldn't ignore that. But just going off of like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Anytime, like, yo, I felt like Guillermo Rigondeaux was gonna beat Vasily Lomachenko. My intuition told me that. I felt that strongly. You know what happened? Rigondeaux got his ass whooped. He got washed by Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure a lot of people's intuition was telling them that Mike Tyson would never get knocked out by Buster Douglas. And what happened? He got knocked out by Buster Douglas. You know what I'm saying? I'm using these boxing analogies. Now, this is a proven point. Intuition isn't 100% fact. It's a good thing to go to by. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's correct. You feel that gut feeling? A lot of times it's correct. But when it comes to something like this, you can't use intuition alone. Now, if you said, I had an intuition that the earth was flat, and then that intuition led you to some science, then, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's good. But nobody has come to that, man. Like nobody has been like, okay, I had a feeling that this was bullshit, and I got led to this new science, this new mathematics that showed me differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Gabriel Yibo, right? The man who mathematically proved the existence of God or of the higher power, right? Even he came with some math, man. He's coming with math, right? And he's talking about things that people swear are rhetorical. The existence of God, philosophical and rhetorical type things. But he's mathematically and scientifically showing his work of these theorems working. He mathematically is showing why he says that hydrogen is the only element in the world. He mathematically and scientifically shows it. So I'm like, okay, Dr. Oyibo, I see what you mean. I see how you can say that hydrogen is the only true element in the world and everything else is a compound. I see what he's talking about. He mathematically presented it. But you flat earthers, you don't present anything but rhetoric and intuition and caps. And I come to you and say, show me the work and disprove to me show me, all right. Show me how a lunar eclipse happens with the flat earth model. I'm curious, right? Because like look, the model that you guys show me, right, is the earth is on, I mean the sun is on this side and the moon is on this side and they never cross, right? But how do they cross? You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know what, like, you guys need to, this is what I want to ask of you flat earthers, right? You guys need to come together and come to a better consensus of what you guys believe. And then see, this is what the scientific community does, right? Well, a lot of scientific communities do. And there's a lot of bullshit pseudoscience out there. You pay someone enough money, they can say whatever. But this is what I challenge you guys to do. Come together in a consensus of a few basic hypotheses and theories that you believe to be true. Present it, come with mathematics, show an abstract. Be scientific with this shit, man. That's all I ask. They can't explain anything, Queen's Fall. They can't explain anything. They can't explain lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, sunset, seasons, the stars changing. They can't explain any of this. Satellites, GPS. They can't explain any of this stuff. And I just ask them to please give me a foolproof, holeless, like I can't poke no holes. Give me a theorem that I can't poke any holes into, and I will respect it and I will be on board with you guys. That's all I ask. I'm really not somebody that's so stubborn in their ways that I can't admit that I'm wrong. Ground position, dude, it's global positioning system. Miami Robert, you clearly don't know how GPS works. You clearly don't. And that's fine because you probably don't know anybody that works in it. You've probably never been an electrical engineer. You've probably never done any of that type of shit. And I don't blame you, man. See, but that's the thing is I'm not somebody that's going to try and say and talk about things I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? That's not something I'm going to do. That's just very, very ignorant. Thank you, negotiator. If you understand math, then I don't like, you know what I'm saying? If you understand math, then you understand how impractical it is for the earth to be flat. And that's what I'm using to prove that the earth is not flat is math. Angles to celestial bodies let you know a triangulate. Thank you. Let's see, they don't understand trigonometry. See, that's the thing. People never got to certain levels of math. Like that's the thing is, and I don't fault any of you guys for it. I'm not trying to say that because you don't know trigonometry or because you don't understand certain things that you're stupid. No, I'm not saying that. But when you come on and you make these type of conclusions, then yes, you are stupid. If you are willing to speak on things you know nothing about and speak so confidently in them, then yes, you are stupid. But you are not stupid if you didn't know trigonometry or any of these different types of maths to come to the conclusions, right? Someone that type of person is not stupid, all right? And like that's the thing is I just wish you flat earthers would come to a consensus and give me a mathematical proof, a theorem, a proof, an abstract, like anything. You know what I'm saying? Like anything, man. I just asked you guys to come with some math. Something I can't poke a hole in without even trying. Like that's the thing too, is like I debunk you flat earthers without trying. I don't even have to like go into my bag of anything. North Star proof? What are you talking about, dude? North Star is a different place. It changes. Stars change. Shit changes. North Star isn't even always the brightest body in the sky. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a whole bunch of different things. Like, oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I got you, flat earth motherfuckers. Now, got y'all now. Meteor showers. How does that happen? How does that happen? Meteor showers, right? If there ain't shit out in space and there's a dome that's stopping us from going to outer space, how the hell does shit from outer space get in here? But we can't leave? Really? See, that's what people saying, man. That's what Phil Valentine was saying. That there's a dome stopping people from leaving. And that's bullshit. Because, so you're telling me that the dome lets shit come from outside in, but you can't go from inside out? Come on, man. Like, oh, man. Yo, for me to believe this shit, see, Jamie Brown, but you've never, like, it goes back to my perspective, right? Us being so small, we say that sand doesn't exist either. Look, if that's all you flat earthers are coming with, is what you're coming with all capital letters, and you're gonna be talking like this, then that lets me know that you guys are fools, man. You're coming with rhetoric. Please come to me with something concrete that I could point to and be like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Meteors are under the top of the dome, ain't it? meteor showers, solar eclipses, global positioning satellites. Damn, what else? What else? Coriolis effect. Ether a flat earther in 2 seconds because none of them have any real rebuttal to any of those things. And the thing is, right? These dudes that Bro Sanchez or like any of these guys, like when you try to get Young Pharaoh, like, I know this is no disrespect to Young Pharaoh, man, but I don't know how sound Young Pharaoh's science with astronomy and this type of stuff is. I know he gets into other type of stuff, and not to be, disrespectful to him, but he's definitely a little bit more interested in the rhetoric than the science. And I don't blame him because that's his lane. You know what I'm saying? He's a measure curvature, please, or not a globe. What are you talking about, dude? I did this shit in high school. I measured I measured the arc of which these celestial bodies appear to circumnavigate the Earth. I forgot exactly because I did this shit a while ago. I forgot exactly the ratio of it, but I used some geometry. It's called geometry, guys. It's called geometry. I did I did the geometric formula and figured out the degree of the curvature of the Earth. I did it. I had to. I had no choice. I had no choice. It was part of a school project. I had no choice. I had to do it. I couldn't fake it either. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't fake it. Sundial. So you telling me, right? The Kemites, the Greeks, who found out the Earth was round from sundials, they were wrong, right? This whole flat Earth idea only came out during the Dark Ages. Only in the Dark Ages did this foolish notion appear. There was no other time where people ever thought the Earth was flat. Thank you, negotiate. People, no, no, no. People were making that measurement for thousands of years. People were making these measurements for thousands of years, negotiator. It's not been decades. It's been thousands of years. People've been doing these experiments. You want to know why? Because people just didn't want to accept certain things that they were spoon-fed and told. Exactly. Because there were some people that saying, hey, you know what? I've never seen the curve of the Earth. I bet you it's just flat. And you had these engineers and these mathematicians and these scientists say, nah, I don't believe that. Let me go prove y'all differently. And that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. I mean, look, do you think the pyramids of Giza would be perfectly aligned with the star system of Orion if the Egyptians believed the Earth was flat? The answer straight out is no. They wouldn't know any of that science. They wouldn't know any of it. Do you think that the Olmecs could perfectly predict to a T when the solar and lunar eclipses would happen? I'm a new troll? How the fuck am I trolling? I'm not trolling at all. I'm asking for evidence. I'm asking for evidence. And that's the thing that it hurts you flat earthers to know is that I don't even have to try. I don't even have to try. I don't even have to try. Like, I don't even have to think. I don't have to do any research. I don't do anything. Exactly, negotiator. They run away because it's effortless to debunk the flat earth. I've look, I haven't even done any research. New research. I'm taking all the research I did as a youth to disprove the flat earth. You know what I'm saying? I did the research on my own. I don't know if you guys know what type of person I am. I do not do well in schools. I am not somebody that can be sat down and told what to do. That is not me. I am a self-learner. I am a self-learner. I do my own experiments and I base everything that I know and I speak of from personal, practical, tangible experience. I don't live vicariously through quote unquote master teachers. I don't parrot ideas. No, I know what the fuck I'm talking about because I live it and I've experienced it. So when I did the stick in the fucking mud experiment and I seen with my own two eyes and I measured with a protractor, with a calculator, with all these different tools and came to the conclusion myself. Nobody had to tell me that the earth was round. I knew it from observing shadows, from calculating the arc angles of light, from doing all these different things. All these different things give evidence to an earth that can't be flat. Forget forget the fact that I can't stand on the top of the Freedom Tower and see the Burj Khalifa. Forget the fact that I can't stand at the top of the Rocky Mountains and see all the way into, Shanghai. Forget all that. Forget all that, right? You see, see that's the thing is people coming with the foolish rhetoric, and it's like they want to come with insults. They don't want to come with insults, rhetoric, or whatever. Say that it's the strength of indoctrination. It's not indoctrination, dude. It's not indoctrination that I went and I put a stick in the mud and I sat and observed it for a few hours. That's what our ancestors did, right? That's what our ancestors did, right? That's how they know all the shit that they know. It took them tens of thousands of years to come to these conclusions. But hey, they put in that work. They put in that work, right? They did all the legwork for us, and we could redo what they did. They left it there for us to do that, right? And you're doing yourself a disservice by not. Can you do the stick in the mud thing and disprove? Right? You should be able to do the stick in the mud and prove that the earth is flat. There should be some kind of experiment I could do that I could prove the earth is flat. Mathematically. Mathematically. Prove that the earth is flat. Right? But it never happens. It never happens. It never happens. No one ever comes with the math. And that's all I ask. And I've said a million times, I am not stubborn in my ways. If you guys can mathematically prove to me that the earth is flat, I will be on board. I will be on board. Show me it. Show me the algorithm. Show me the formulas. Show me it. Please. That's all I ask. Pythagorean theorem, what the fuck does that have to do with the earth being flat? What are you talking about? That has to do with right triangles. That has to do with what the hell does right triangle? See, that's how I know you guys are. You guys see, that's what I was talking about. You guys just bring up shit just to say it, and you think you're making a point, and you're not. What the fuck does the Pythagorean theorem have to do with the earth? What? Explain it to me. Like, that's all I ask. Look it up. I know what the Pythagorean theorem is, man. I know what the Pythagorean theorem is. It's an algorithm to come in with a right triangle. The square root of the sums of the two square roots of the other sides equals the longest sides. It's easy. I understand it. Like what more do you want? Like, yeah. The square root of the sums of the shortest and the other shortest side equals the longest side. Yeah, I know that. I know what the Pythagorean theorem is, man. I know geometry. Look, I took geometry class. I remember geometry. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's all I ask you guys to do is to use some geometry. Use geometry to prove the earth is flat. Use mathematics to prove the earth is flat. Show me these things, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, man? Just use math to prove that the earth is flat. That's all I ask. Use math. There should be some kind of system of thought that I could use that is void of rhetoric and name call. that I could employ to prove that the Earth is flat. And that's all I ask. And I feel like if the Earth really was flat, this wouldn't be a problem for people to do. It would be very easy for a group of scientists to come together and say, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna show the world why the Earth is flat." But it ain't happened, and it never will. It never will, because the Earth isn't flat, and it just never was. And like I keep saying, there's really like until recently now, which I guess is a sign of the times. It's a fucking sign of the times. It's a sign of the times because time is not linear; it's cyclical, right? This is a sign of the times that this society is going to collapse. Okay? People think the Earth's flat. Got Donald Trump's the president. Uh, man, Eagles won the Super Bowl. I mean, like, it's a bunch of shit, man. It's just like, yo, the world's got to be ending. Like, world's got to be ending, man. This shit don't make no sense. Either that or I'm in an alternate reality now or some shit, man. Like, I don't know, man. I think this is a sign of the times that our society is about to collapse. More than anything. More than anything, man. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave y'all flat earthers alone, man. Clearly, what I thought was gonna happen happened. Nobody came with any math. Nobody came with any facts. People came with rhetoric. Now it's like I can go and debate one of these dudes, and I don't even have to do any research, any additional research. My bad, because I already know what I knew from high school and from before high school. I mean, like I'm sure like nobody really knows me, but like I mean, I was a kid that was always in science programs. It's good with science. Good with science and history. Those are two things it's very nice with. Currently, I'm a web developer trying to get into electronic engineering. So, I'm big on math. I'm very big on math. Like, I, y'all gotta show and prove it to me, right? But I'm not somebody that's so rigid in the left brain type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm also a creative person. I feel like I'm a well rounded person. So, I ask, show me it. Show me the evidence of it being flat. Other than you saying, I ain't ever seen the curve. Other than that, this is like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm picking on y'all now, man. I'm sorry. Now I'm starting to feel bad. I'm starting to feel bad because now I realize y'all are good people, man. Y'all mean good. Y'all mean good. Saying that the Earth is flat. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody that believes the Earth is flat is saying it maliciously. I just ask that you guys like, you know what I'm saying, look into certain things. Like there's a lot of things you guys didn't even consider thinking that I can poke holes in your theory. Like and it's because you didn't consider them and I'm like I feel bad that it's like you guys didn't even know certain things were a thing. Like Coriolis effect, like I know what I'm saying, like I'm sure there's mad people that didn't even know, like in the southern hemisphere, when you flush the toilet, the water goes another way. I'm sure there's people that, you know what I'm saying, they didn't know that you can use trigonometry to measure the arc of the light, and that alone proves that the Earth's not flat. When the plane leaves the ground, what are you talking about, man? You see, and that's what I'm saying too. I make points that are you keep making straw man points. straw man points. Like I like I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say, man. Like I just don't know. I, I'm at a loss for words, man, because I really have tried my best to wrap my mind around this shit. And other than rhetoric and me being like, what if? What if? Other than that, there's nothing else. And you flat earthers don't want to admit that either. You guys don't really know if the earth is flat. You just feel strongly that it's not a globe. Do I believe we went to the moon? Look, this is what I'll say about the moon, right? I believe we went to the moon. I believe the footage of the moon landing is fake. How about that one? Ah, you see? It's not just either or, bro. It's not just either or. I'm not some kind of like y'all trying to game me and put me in a box. Like, no, I'm a critical thinker. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna pull the wool over on me real quick. Like, I believe we've been to the moon. I believe that the landing that they showed is very suspect, and there's good evidence that Stanley Kubrick might have been had a hand in that. There's also a lot of hints through different movies and different things. Because look, I used to be in the film industry, not like high up in the film industry, but I used to be in the film industry. I used to work in Manhattan and in Jersey City in at a studio, at a movie studio. So like I understand the tricks of how things go, which is why I understand the ISS, right? Like I understand like how you make something look like you're in space, right? I have never seen a Hollywood film recreate the loss of gravity that you see in space stations in Hollywood. It's not possible. It's like the same way I could tell when something's shot on location and when something's shot in a studio, the light and their different things give it away. You see a little green hue on the face. The background looks a little weird, like the shadows don't line up correctly. That's how you know somebody's in a green screen, right? And through all the Hollywood films I've ever seen, all of them, none of them have ever captured the loss of gravity, the way that, weightlessness, or the way that they put the artificial gravity in the space stations. Never seen it recreated like that. And it's on location shit like that that lets me know, hey, this is the real deal. These dudes really are in space. You know what I'm saying? Because Hollywood can't recreate that shit. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen anybody recreate that shit. I've seen people recreate space travel, time travel, all different type of shit, right? But I've never seen a Hollywood film properly simulate the way that wires stand up or the way that certain objects kind of float up when they're in that weak gravity field, like in that low type of gravity. Never seen it. Never seen it recreated. All right. And it's just shit like that that lets me know that they're really out in space. Like those dudes is really out in space. Now, are they telling us everything that they know? Hell no. Are there extraterrestrials out there? I definitely think so. I've never come in contact with no extraterrestrials, but I think it's foolish to believe that they're not there. Like, they're there. And there's a lot of evidence of people trying to cover it up. There's also a lot of evidence of bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But extraterrestrials definitely out there, man. They're definitely out there. And the Earth's not flat. The Earth is not flat. We've been in space. We got satellites out in space. See, that's why oh man, you guys gotta stop this conspiracy shit, man. That's what's holding you back. That's what's stopping you from being the most powerful you can. Y'all keep thinking that these power elites have a power over you. The only power they have over you is the belief that they have a power over you. Never forget that. There's only like 10, there's like 400 people that make all these decisions. And it's because we allow them to. No other reason. And when people decide they want to take control of their lives on a mass scale, there is no power elites. There is no Illuminati controlling shit. That shit doesn't exist anymore. But the problem is y'all too afraid to take back your power. You got three groups of people, right? You got the first group, they're just scared. They're gonna let other people decide for them. Completely. They'll be like, oh no, he knows better for me. He decides best. He's gonna make the decisions for me. Then you got the second group of people who are like, fuck that guy, but he's all powerful. I can't stop him. Then you got the third group of people that say, screw all that. I'm doing what I want when I want to do it. And whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to fall into the first two because you're powerless as the first two, especially as the first one. I'm sorry, especially as the second one. Because at least as the first one, you're admitting, like, hey, I'm giving my power up. When you're in the second one, you don't realize you're giving your power up. Trust me, I've been in that situation where I'm just like, damn, man, Rothschilds and all these different groups of people, they got all this money, they got all this wealth, they're behind all these wars, they do all this and that. Man, there's no way we could ever beat them. And that's bullshit. It's bullshit. They're very beatable. The thing is, how many people are gonna, come to that consensus and be like, fuck that. We don't want this shit anymore. How many people are willing to die? So that's the thing. Is people are just like, they feel comfortable with the control. You know what I'm saying? And I've been there, man. I've been there. It's a lot easier to just say, fuck it. This group of people is all powerful. This is the way it is. This is the way it's always gonna be. They're very beatable. They're very beatable. The question comes in is like, well, who wants to fight? You got one group of people that don't want to fight. Then you got another group of people that think the fight's unwinnable. And then there's a very small percentage of people that realize the fight's very winnable, but they don't have the support. Exactly. It's too many people want to stay on the sidelines and they want someone else to fight for them. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say this, but that's, yeah, no, you can't win that way. And I hate to say this, but that's exactly what the conscious community has become. Conscious community has become, like, as much as people in there want to try to front, like, hey, we are onto something better, like, no. Like, y'all in the conscious community are not. Y'all are under the same spell, too. Y'all are waiting for some grand celestial event. It's hard because, like, sorry about the live cut now, but it's hard because it's like people don't feel like they can do it. I think that's what it comes down to, honestly. Is people just got to come and be honest with themselves and say, you know what? I genuinely believe I can't do it. Facts. They do just want to debate, which is why I am not with that shit no more, man. Like I want black and brown people to be liberated especially the minds, because that's all it is. Once we liberate the minds, the rest of this shit is easy. It's really easy. We don't have to fight no war. We don't do nothing. Yes, we do need solutions. And, you know, going on a tangent from the flat earth, which I'm cool with, because let's talk about solutions, right? I think, honestly, one of the solutions that we need to employ is we have to get real with ourselves and start inventing again and start making stuff that we need. Like, I'm somebody that honestly believes if we don't start cleaning up the earth, none of this shit's gonna matter no more. You know what I'm saying? If we don't start cleaning up our act, yeah, no, brothers are very smart, and unfortunately, a lot of them are con men. They use their intelligence predatorily. They know that certain people, like, for example, a lot of these dudes charge for information that they learned for free, that they learned from a PDF from just looking at some shit easily. And in terms of information like that, you should never sell that. Okay. Now there's a different like look, there's definitely information, high level information you should pay for. I'm not against that. There's certain information you pay for and there's certain information that is given, as a resource or as a reference to help. And the information that the conscious community is giving out is that reference resource material that should be given for free because they learned it for free. Now, if they were showing you something that they paid for and like higher learning type shit, then yeah, I totally agree. There's no reason to not pay for that, right? But a lot of these dudes, like especially herbal information, like knowledge about herbs, do you think our indigenous ancestors charged for this knowledge? No, it was passed down. Knowledge that's supposed to be passed down from generation to generation should never, ever, ever be charged for. Not ever. Okay? Should never be charged for. Like credit repair shit, um, health type shit, like resources that you want people who are downtrodden to be able to pick themselves up from, you should not charge. Miami Robert, I spoke about the moon. I said that I believe the footage of the moon landing is fake, but I think we have been there. I think we seen some shit that we didn't want the rest of the people to know, and gave them some rope a dope footage. Stanley Kubrick might have been involved with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Is that 100% facts? I don't know. But the earth is not flat, my guy. I'm sorry. We all could do experiments right now to prove that's not. That's another, you know what I'm saying? But getting back to the solutions, man, we got to get back to inventing, number one. And number two, we got to stop charging for information that other groups of people give out for free. And number three, we really, like, honestly, yo, Dr. Sebi was my dude too, man. Like, that man changed my life. And Dr. Sebi really, he gave a lot of the information out for free, dog. It was like, if you wanted him to customly make a product tailored to you, you paid him. But if you wanted to know what herb would fix what, dude had no problem telling you for free. You know what I'm saying? He never had no problem with people putting up his shit on YouTube. Like Dr. Sebi was, I don't think we'll ever see another dude like that for a minute. Unfortunate to say, dude was special. That was a dude that was really for the people. Like it's crazy, man. But like Dr. Sebi flat Earth, I don't know. I have no idea if Dr. Sebi was flat Earth. You know what I'm saying? And then Dr. Sebi didn't know. You know, no, yeah, killed me when he left too, man, because it was like it was a lot of fish, a lot of fishy shit behind Dr. Sebi's death, man, and it hurts me that even some of his family members might have been on some snake shit. Not saying that they were involved in killing him, like definitely not. Nah, nah, that's a real fucked up thing to say. But like, I do think that they were, you know what I'm saying? They weren't the best family members that they could have been. John Thor, let me tell you like this. Hey, John Thor, do you feel the electricity running through your body when your brain is giving signals to move your fingers? Do you feel the 1,000+ miles per hour that your blood is pumping through your veins? Do you feel that, John Thor? Huh? Do you feel that? No, you don't, because that's been happening your whole entire life and you don't realize it. If you were born on an earth that was spinning since before you were born, how the fuck do you feel it? The same way you don't. Hey, do you feel your blood pumping throughout their whole body, those thousands of miles per hour, or that pressure of the blood pumping through? No, the most you could feel is maybe you touch your heart, you feel it. But you tell me you feel all that blood rushing through your entire body, thousands of miles per hour. You feel that shit? Be honest, you feel that? You feel it? You feel all that blood running through? You don't. You're full of shit. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. You know what I'm saying, man? there's certain perspectives that you can't see, right? See, John Thor, yeah, you have to fucking cut yourself. You have to chop your hand off to feel that pressure, right? You have to go do that. But if your whole body's intact, you feel those thousands of miles per hour that your blood's moving through your body? You don't. Do you feel that electricity surging through your cerebral cortex, going all around the nerves in your body? Do you feel that? You feel that shit? Huh? You feel that? Hmm? How about when the bile? How about when the bile in your liver is moving around and it's cleaning out your blood? You feel that? You feel that? How about when the mitochondria in your cells are helping to replicate new DNA? You feel that? You feel that, motherfucker? Exactly. You don't. You don't. You don't. You know what I'm saying? Oh, do you feel you spinning? Do you feel the blood pumping through? Do you feel the electricity that your brain is sending, the signals? Earth is not flat, bro. Mathematically prove it to me. I don't eat animals. I'm a vegan. I'm a vegan. I don't eat no type of nothing like that, bro. What do you, dude? I meditate. I don't eat meat. I eat one meal a day. The fuck y'all talking about? I'm on my Dr. Sebi shit, my nigga. I don't eat McDonald's. I'm on my hardcore Dr. Sebi shit, my nigga. I ate a handful of dandelions for breakfast, my nigga. That's what I had today. That's what I ate today. It shows. It shows, bro. I'm a vegan. I'm a vegan. I eat one meal a day. The fuck are you talking about? Weaponized chemicals? From what? The chemtrails? Hey, bro, we're all feeling that. All of us are feeling that shit, man. Ain't nothing special to me. We all getting hit with them chemtrails. Y'all getting that nasty ass water. Them pharmaceuticals in the water, man. You think I don't know about that shit? Of course I know about that shit. I know about that shit. Man. I'm playing with the wrong one today, man. Playing with the wrong one today, man. I ain't no type of motherfucker you put in the box. I'll just leave it at that. You trying to box me in? You ain't doing it. You ain't doing it, man. Like, nah, chemtrails are not a conspiracy theory, man. You could go, like, it's crazy to me people think it's conspiracy theory because there's academic, scientific articles on it. It's called geoengineering. Bro, I have my crown. I'll put it this way. I have my crown chakra. I can open my crown chakra up at will. My mom does Reiki energy, bro. So she knows. Ain't no bullshit. Yeah, man. I'm some other nigga, man. I'll just put it like that. I do that. I do the crystals and the meditation and all that. And I'm a web developer. And I'm trying to do electrical engineering. I have feelings in my body. What are you talking about, man? But that's the thing. It's called a balance. It's called using your left and your right brain. You got to walk that balanced path. You can't veer too far off to one thing and lose sight of the other. Can't go all left brain and all logic and then lose sight of your intuition. But you can't get all in your feelings and fully emotional in your emotional body because that's how you get duped. It's about balance. You know what I'm saying? When you get too far into emotions and rhetoric, it's how you get fooled. When you get too far into logic, you lose self. You lose a sense of yourself and a higher self. You know what I'm saying? The sun and the moon balanced. So then, how the hell did the eclipse happen, bro? They're not yin and yang, man. They can't be because we got eclipses. They're 200% separate bodies that are they're not even close to each other. Spoon fed, bro. Explain to me in the eclipse. If the sun and the moon are yin and yang, then how the fuck do they cross? And why do they cross so often? And how come there's a group of people that knows exactly when they're gonna cross? They charted out every single solar eclipse, lunar eclipse is gonna happen in the next 10,000 years. How did the Olmec ancestors do that? How did they do that? Our ancient ancestors had science on their side, man. And that's the thing that kills me is that we've allowed Eurocentric science to destroy our will to be scientific. Man, it's a shame. Cause I'm not gonna lie, man, that shit turned me off of science for a little bit too. When I went to high school, I got into my art bag, man. I was a filmmaker. That's when I decided to get into my filmmaking shit. I left science alone. Cause that Eurocentric shit really it hurt, man. I hated that shit. There's so much I was learning in the science class. I was like, oh man, it's some bullshit. Some of it is bullshit. Like I knew. And when I do the further research now, I know it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I come to the knowledge later on that what I felt was bullshit turned out to be bullshit. And maybe y'all flat earthers are onto something with that. But until y'all can show me the science, man, I ain't on your side yet, man. Not saying that I could never be on y'all side. Y'all gotta show me, man. That's all I ask. Is properly show me that what y'all saying is right and exact. That's all I ask, man. For real, that's all I ask. Shit, man, I'm about to dip, man. Homie's about to pull up. I think I'm gonna do these lives more often, man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna start doing this shit more often. Cause they're about to they changed my YouTube and shit. They demonetized it now and shit. So now that there's no money to be made out in this shit, I'm just gonna keep making these videos. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. Cause before, it was like, no, certain shit I would stay away from. I wanted to keep a certain, I guess, audience in mind. But now I don't give a fuck. They didn't cut my bread off. Not as I wasn't even making any kind of bread off this shit anyway, to be honest. I was making my bread doing other shit. Um, I might have made like $400 or $500 over the period of like 2 years. And man, this YouTube bread is real slow. And it's gotten even slower. So at one point in time, I was like, hey, let me build a platform, kind of keep in mind my audience. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want, when the fuck I want, which I kind of did already. But now it's for real. Like I don't give a fuck now. Like I don't even saying people that believe in flat earth are stupid. That's gonna bring in the people. I don't give a fuck, man. If y'all want to put Brother Sanchez, man, I'll debate Brother Sanchez without even doing any additional research in Ethereum. That's how confident I am in this shit. But peace out, guys. I'm gonna be doing these shits more often. Deuces.